Today I'm going to be talking about what we owe God. What are we indebted to give God? Now, the moment we talk about debt, it has got a negative connotation. In South Africa, when we talk about taxation, the word for tax is belasting. It means to be, in fact, I'm going to try and give a direct translation here, is to be burdened with. To be burdened. That's what the word tax means, to be burdened. So when you are taxed, you are burdened. A burden is placed on you. You are owing the tax man something. You are indebted to him. Now, today we're going to look at Romans chapter 8 and verse 12, as well as John 1 verse 12. Now, let's get to Romans 8 verse 12, and let me read that to you. It reads as follows. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. So it says here that we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. And if you read on, it says, for if you live after the flesh, you will die. But if you through the flesh do mortify the deeds of the body, you shall live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. So what he's basically saying is we are not debtors to the flesh, but it's implying that we are debtors to the finished work of Jesus. We are debtors unto God to be born of him. So we don't owe our life anymore to the works of the flesh. The works of the flesh, we are not taxed anymore with will worship towards the flesh and the law system. We're not taxed to find our identity in ethnicity, meaning or what people group I am of. I am not taxed to say I am a Jew and therefore I need to live like a Jew. Neither am I taxed to willpower by saying by my willpower I have to follow after the law. The only place I am taxed, or the only debt that I have, is that I am indebted to have a life born from the Spirit. And I'm going to explain to you what that means. Verse 14 says, those who are led by the Spirit, they are the sons of God. What does that mean? We can look at John 1:12, and this is what John 1:12 says. It says, but as many as received him, to them gave he the power to become the sons of God. Now, this simply means as many as received him, and the Greek and also the setting of John 1 talks about those who have received Jesus. Inside them, God brings forth sonship by the power of God. These are those who believe in his name, who received their birth not of blood, that is now being a Jew, saying I'm a child of God, not because of the fact that I'm a Jew, nor of the will of the flesh or the will of man. So he's basically saying those who have received Jesus, who are the sons of God, who are, in other words, born of the Spirit, who has fulfilled their indebtedness to God, are those who have simply believed on the name of Jesus. And they have now received a new being on account of the work of God. These are those who don't find their identity in if they are a Jew or a Gentile, or in willpower, serving God through will worship, according to Colossians 2 verse 23, where it's about me and my will and what I can produce by how strong my will is to continue in prayers, to continue in fasting, to keep to the law, and all of that. If willpower was what it was all about, only the strong-willed can be saved. But it seems to me more as if the strong-willed aren't those who receive salvation, but the humble, who humbly receive the name of Jesus as that which saves them. Okay, so what I want to say, and I'm just going to summarize this quickly. There is a debt that we owe God, if we want to call it like that. We are indebted to him. and we are not indebted to the flesh anymore. Our lives, we don't owe it to the flesh anymore, but to God. And what that simply means is to say, God, my life is not directed towards, am I a Jew? Am I a Gentile? Willpower towards the law or any of that. My life is now directed to the Spirit, which simply means I receive the gift of Jesus. I want to use an analogy to explain this. Imagine a father goes through great difficulty to save money so that his son can have a motor vehicle when he leaves school. The son might be very intelligent, might get very high grades in school and all those kind of things. But when the father comes and presents the car to him after saving for 5 or 6 years and give the gift to the son, what he owes the father in the light of what the father has done is to receive the gift with joy. To receive what the Father brought forth through his work as a gift. He doesn't owe. A new car is not dependent anymore on how smart he is, on how hard he can work, what business he's going to do after school to bring that forth. He is basically owing the Father simply an open heart to receive what he gives for free. And that's how I see Romans 1 verse 12. We are not debtors to the flesh anymore. We are taxed by God, if you want to use that negative word. And this is the tax that he puts on us. Allow me to put life into your account for free. Imagine the taxman, the IRS, comes to you and he says, the one who puts a debt on you, the one who indebts you, who burdens you with the effort to give your bank account number to them so that they can deposit a large amount of money into your account, enough to live forever. That would be amazing. I mean, that would not be a burden at all. What God burdens us with is to rest in Him, if we want to call it like that. It sounds like a contradiction, but God's burden on humanity is to let go of their own works and rest upon Him. That's all we owe God. God bless.